Okay, I have tried to record this several times. I'm finally just going to use my video editing software instead of something else that I was using. I recently, in the past year, purchased a Martha Washington sewing cabinet. I bought it for $200 at a flea market in a little town in northeastern North Carolina called Sunbury. And I will show you my piece, but I wanted to give you a little bit of history before I did. On the screen, I've got some pictures of the cabinet. There are several variations. There is the piece that I have has what looks like this one pretty much. It has two sides that is made of 7 pieces of wood that go all the way around to the back. This here and here is hinged, and on both sides this piece lifts up. This lifts up, and my understanding is that this compartment, which goes all the way down to the bottom, is meant for bolts of fabric or storage of fabric. And there are 3 drawers with 2 knobs. Sometimes you'll see 1 knob. This top drawer has an extra insert piece for sewing notions, and I'll show you that on mine. Some that I'll show you are missing that, but mine still has it. The legs are toward the center of the piece, which is a little different looking. You would almost think that they would be over here, but they're not. Yet it's stable. It doesn't tip or anything like that. So this one looks very similar to mine. A little bit of background. The Martha Washington sewing cabinet, the one that Martha Washington actually used, had no drawers, and instead it had a shelf in the middle and a fabric skirt that went all the way around it. This piece on the screen and pieces made later that were mass produced were made in the early to mid 19th century, so that's the 1800s. They were made in either walnut or mahogany. The standard measurement is 27 inches wide by 14 inches deep and 29 inches tall. In 1915, one of these cabinets sold for $12.50. Today I paid $200. I've seen prices from about that up to $1,000. You'll see some that people have redone in chalk paint or other paint. And I'm showing you some of these on the screen. That is the piece that has been painted, and of course the knobs were replaced. This one has been, it looks like, stenciled or decoupaged. This is very different. This has the 2 side ends swivel outward rather than having hinges here where this piece lifts up. I've just seen this today for the first time. Somebody's redone that one quite nicely. That one's pretty banged up, a little bit different from the one I have. That is an insert piece that's not like mine at all. This looks to be a little bit different than what I have. And that one is selling for $150. This one has been, looks like stenciled. This one looks like it's broken. That's pretty. They make a nice accent piece. I didn't buy mine to resell. I bought it because I enjoy sewing and I thought it was an interesting piece to have in the house, and I plan to actually use it. This one has been stenciled. This one actually looks like similar to mine when I first bought it. The fellow who refinished it did have a stencil on the top and something on the drawers, and I think on the sides. He did it in a sage green color, and it looked to me that he had dry brushed it in a black. And overall, I wasn't real happy with the finish on it. This is very different here. I left it downstairs and just kept postponing making any sort of a decision about whether or not I was going to repaint it or not. One of my grandboys came over, and he liked the piece, but he commented that I needed to repaint it. This is sort of what the color of the one that I have was before I redid it. And it wasn't horrible. I could have left it that way, but I did recognize that it wasn't making me totally happy. So I'm glad that I did do something with it. This piece is this is interesting, a before and an after, and they're using this. Well, I think they're just staging this outside because you really couldn't use this piece outside. That's a little bit of a different piece. That's very different. This piece is finished all the way around, so the back is fully finished as well, so you could actually leave it, pushed out from the wall. All right, well, I think I am going to stop, and then the next thing you'll see will be the piece that I have in the color that I painted it. I painted mine a gray color. It looks like it's distressed. It's really not distressed. I think I had a little bit of bleed through. Now this looks like my piece actually. But I had some bleed through, which happens sometimes when you repaint things. I think I used Kills on it to stop any bleed through. But I think I had just a little bit. This one is interesting on the pedestal stand. I actually, maybe it's because I bought this one, but I actually like mine the best. I like this design the best. That's the piece that goes in the top drawer. But again, it's a nice accent piece. Here's one. I don't know the date on this, but this is a mahogany Martha Washington cabinet, sewing cabinet for $6.35. And it says, busy housewives, especially mothers of several children, will want this wonderfully handy, roomy sewing cabinet in which to keep the clothes they wish to mend or materials to be fashioned into clothing, as well as sewing tools, style magazines, and everything connected with the making of clothes and their proper care. Drawers and compartments conveniently arranged, made of hardwood in brown mahogany or dull American walnut finish. Top measures 23 1/4 by 12 inches. height 29 inches, has deep 5-cornered side pockets, and upper drawer has tray, shipped with legs detached. Legs screw into place, shipping weight 35 pounds. And so that's that. And that looks like the one that I have. So I'm going to stop and I'll pick up and I'll show you mine. This is my sewing cabinet. Oh gosh, I was wrong about this. I only have one knob in the center of my drawers, and they've obviously been replaced from the original. This is done in a gray chalk paint, and you can see what a fantastic job I did of painting. This is a container that goes all the way to the bottom for fabric on both sides, and of course this does not move at all. And this is the drawer that has the little extra rack in it for notions, spools of thread, needles, whatever. In the middle drawer. The bottom drawer is a bit deeper. And I'll just back up so you can kind of get a feel for what it looks like. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. It has a kind of a rustic look to it just because I'm not the best painter in the world. The legs are as cute as can be. And it almost blends in with the wall, but so that's it. Again, this has, I think I counted seven sides, 7 pieces of wood that make up each side here. So I plan to use it. I plan to put things in it. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.